I want to take a look at Ryan Mountcastle because he just spent about a month on the DL with something called vertigo. And I didn't quite know what all that meant. So I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to play one on TV. And I looked up through WebMD here. So the definition, a sensation of feeling off balance. If you have these dizzy spells, you might feel like you're spinning or that the world around you is spinning. So let's think about that for a minute, because when you're standing in the batter's box, hitting is probably the hardest thing in all of sports to do. And if you're feeling like the world's spinning around you, or you're feeling dizzy, or you can't see right, nothing's going to work out well right there. But what's worked out well since he's come off the IL, what he's been doing. Let's take a closer look at some of his swings. And I'm picking on some lefties right here predominantly, because what I'm thinking he's doing, a lot of it is count related when I'm looking at counts. A lot of it is pitch related. It's location related. And I believe he's fundamentally as sound as anything going against these left-handers, especially in this run. That first pitch breaking ball goes about 440, which is flat out ridiculous. That chuck and duck right there, line drive back up the box. But what he's doing is I think he's using the whole field. And once again, I'm talking about pitch selection or pitch location, the different pitches. That's ridiculous as you can go down and hit that ball. But he's just smashing baseballs against left-handers. And he's hitting them where they're pitched. It's that proverbial sound. There's an 0-2 mistake that, my goodness, goes an awful long way in Camden Yards right there. When you look at this, and we're going to take a closer look at Snell's here at the end of this tape as this thing goes, but that's a breaking ball down. He's covering everything. He doesn't worry about a slider going away from the right-hander against lefties, and I think he's just fundamentally sound. That's the last swing he took, by the way, out in Oakland. Now, I said I was going to look at Snell. Keep that frozen for me for a minute. Because one thing, if you have vertigo, or if you're not feeling right in the box, you're dizzy, you're spinning, you're not focused right, hitting's hard. And I think what he has right now is pitch recognition, 1. He's staying on the baseball, 2. And he's giving himself a chance because he's a big, strong human being. So let's look at this at bat pitch by pitch. First pitch, fastball away. By the way, that's a ball, Mr. Umpire. He knows it because he's seeing it. The next pitch is in. He takes that. This is a very good breaking ball that he fouls off. Freeze it for me a minute, Lisa. So I want to talk about that. He just fouled off a breaking ball. It's a 1-2 count. He's seen the breaking ball once. Play it, please. This is a dirty pitch that he fouls off. If he's not feeling right, he swings and misses. This right there is the take of the year. Spit on it. I don't quite understand this, because Snell said, I just threw 3 in a row. What's my index card say to throw? I'm not going to throw him another hook the way he just spit on that one, but the index card might have said throw a hook, because that ball just went bam out there in the cheap seats right there as you watch that play. But what I see out of this guy right now, and what he said, I'm seeing the baseball. And that's as important as anything going on. Now, look, I said he spent about a month on the list. These were the 22 games going into the list, which I'm thinking some vertigo was creeping in during this time frame, because that 160 is screaming. Since then, he's come off the list, and he struggled the first 2 games, by the way, but this is still off the list. Look at these numbers that my man's been throwing out there. I picked on the lefties because the lefties throwing tonight. He's mixed in some righties during this streak. There ain't no question about that. But what I like about this dude, he was a former first-round pick with the Orioles. There's a lot of first-round picks in that Oriole team, and I think he gets lost in the shuffle a little bit. Go back a few years ago to his rookie year, his first full season big leagues. 33 bombs, 89 steak sandwiches. That's real. And I think if this dude's going to continue to swing it, I still think the O's are in contention, and they're a legitimate threat to win the whole thing this year moving forward.